Okay, guys, we are here for part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I suggest you check that out because let's just say it was pretty funny. It started off with this girl who's replacing Cheyenne insisting that this famous millionaire kiss her hand and refusing to stand up to greet him. Unsurprisingly, it just went downhill from there. And at this point in the video, she's been arguing pretty much against every single thing that men find attractive, labeling it as oppression. But I don't want to talk too much before we get right into it, so let me just unpause. We were about this timestamp in when I ended the last video, so let's see what comes up. I have not watched any of this. Like I said, it's amazing that these podcasts exist.
And no one gives a shit about ugly girls, just like no one cares about broke guys in front of 7-Eleven asking for money. You're invisible. Attractive women are fairly common.
Yeah, of course they are.
They're fairly common.
The attractive women that have had everything handed to them and never...
Attractive women, meaning physically attractive women, are far more common than successful men who have their stuff together. That's the reason why at the top of the hierarchy, men always have the leverage. And women aren't used to this. Women are used to having the leverage in the sexual marketplace.
Attractive women are fairly common.
Yeah, of course they are.
They're fairly common.
The attractive women that have had everything handed to them and never had to work and never had to build a personality, that's quite rare because a lot of people that I know that are attractive are very great people and they've had not everything handed to them. They've still grafted, they've still worked, and they've obtained a great personality.
Like women, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember that what women are interested in and what men are interested in are two different things.
He keeps saying about women don't like men unless they've got money, but I know girls out here that don't give a fuck about money.
The reason why I say women live life on easy...
Zero, and I mean zero women don't care about money. And it's not because they want to buy new cars every single month or something. It's because money is the modern equivalent for being able to feed your kids. And genetics, biology isn't that old. Women are still programmed to decide in their mate selection, can this guy support my kids, basically. There's nothing wrong with that, but it means that the men that are at the top of the competence hierarchy, because they're getting rewarded disproportionately, are also disproportionately attractive and have the leverage. Again, women can't stand this because that is, in some ways, a mirrored in. It's like light going through a prism and then refracting. The light going in is reality. The prism is men having to embody reality to become impressive, and the refraction is sort of like the display of objective reality onto women that they then interface with in order to have a balanced life free of unmitigated chaos, something like that.
Easy mode is because they reserve the right to be useless if they want. But as a man...
I don't think so.
Hold on.
She just can't stand the word useless. Again, this is a format of podcast where people watch to have ultra competent men basically state true things and then women not be able to cope with it. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to try to not pause it so often now.
Well, okay.
But go on,
How many
sorry.
useless bimbos do you know that are with rich guys? You probably know a bunch.
No, I
They're
don't.
stupid. They don't make any money. They don't do nothing.
I don't know any.
You don't know?
In the UK, they're very feminist.
Okay, well, in the real world, okay, there's very attractive women that have no skills,
Yeah.
right, that are with exceptional men, and they're able to do so because they're attractive. Now, with that said, I'm not knocking all women out there. If girls want to go to school,
You can tell that Myron's here and she's down here in terms of like knowledge and everything else.
money and be successful, that's cool. But the key is they don't have to. However, as a man, you cannot be a loser and get an exceptional woman.
But you can, especially in this generation.
No, you can't. It's literally impossible. Dude, if that was the case, then men would not try to make money and compete in dominance hierarchies against each other. What would be the point? Oh, I could just sit on the couch and get fat, eat Cheetos, and yeah, I'm gonna date a supermodel from Victoria's Secret. Yeah, she's gonna like the Cheeto dust. No, you have to become important. You have to roll up in the Porsche. You have to roll up in the Ferrari. Because if you don't, other men are going to. You see what I'm saying? This is completely invisible to women, and it's a brutal reality. You're going to have women that are like, oh, those people just care about materialistic things. No, you're a 4. The reality is you've always been a 4. You've always been overweight. You haven't been able to compete with these women that are getting men of this caliber. It's okay, but again, this is objective reality that we're dealing with here. Another piece of objective reality, I forgot what I was going to say because there's so much incoherence going on in this conversation.
And make money and be successful, that's cool. But the key is they don't have to.
Oh, right. It's about college. So this is true, and it's going to anger a lot of people. But women that go to Ivy League colleges are going there to meet husbands. I'm just being completely honest. It is the case. And men that are going to those Ivy League schools are not going there to meet wives. They're going there to become the type of men that can attract wives. It's not quite the same thing because women date up and across. This is extremely interesting. These Ivy League schools are basically like a concentration ground of men that will have futures, if that makes sense. And because women want to date up and across, it is an amazing place to find mates for women. So that's the reason why women, deep down in their biology, know that striving to succeed in an academic sense before college could put them in a place to get a good husband.
However, as a man, you cannot be a loser and get an exceptional woman.
Correct.
But you can, especially in this generation.
Relationships never-
Passing forward to the delusion, right?
Or does he
Men
want to?
rarely leave relationships.
Yeah, but they
It's the
do
girls
though,
that
because
leave. Women leave, men don't. We know that 80% of divorces are initiated by women, and men rarely, if ever, leave women unless like they do some really vile shit. So
Absolutely correct. I'm not going to spend too much time pausing this. I just want to say that he is statistically correct, and she is using anecdotes to argue, which is a logical fallacy, and she's also incoherent as a result of doing that.
once again, a girl that doesn't understand how the real world works.
Doesn't really understand probabilistic landscapes. That's a very, very common theme. Feminists can only think in the singular.
leave the relationship. They just obtain other relationships during their relationship in order for the woman to leave.
Still in a relationship. They don't end it.
But is it really a relationship or some
Yeah.
false pretense?
Is it really a relationship, or is it what I want? Because relationships are only what the woman wants, remember?
It's now, isn't it?
Men almost always want other women. That's just how it goes.
Is that true though? Or do you
Yes.
think when you really love someone,
Okay. The fact that she said, is that true, is a testament to how disconnected the modern world has allowed women to become from reality. Men have always wanted that for thousands of years, and that is literally the case if you look back in history.
that you will just stay in a monogamous relationship?
Monogamy is a lie
For who?
for men. The guys that sit there and say, I want to be monogamous, 9 out of 10 times they're lying. It's cope. They want to have other women. They just either A, are too scared to admit it.
I think there genuinely are some men that want to have one wife. I personally am open to the idea of having one wife if she meets all of the requirements, but there were a lot of requirements, and you know that'll come up in the future. And I do think in the West, especially if they're Christian, there are a lot of men that want one woman. But that's coming from sort of an emergent belief system that overcomes the biology. When you take away the belief system, Myron is correct. The biological imperative is to have as many partners as possible to pass on your genetics.
B, don't have the sexual market value to attract multiple women. Or C, all the above.
Do you know what? You don't actually realize how men think until you start dating them in this intense with this whole grilling thing, and they're really open about that. They all just want to women. All
Dude, the fact that she thinks this is dating or this reflects any type of reality of the real world is insane. She's delusional. I wouldn't be surprised if she's single in real life. What's crazy is, guys, this is a TV show. This is like the internet's version of reality TV, except that we know that Myron's a real person because he came from the Fresh and Fit podcast. I don't know if this girl's playing a character to look delusional. I have a feeling, I'm 90% sure that she's not. But the fact that she would say something like that is extremely sus to me. Why would you even pretend for an instant that what you're doing is like what any girl in the real world would do? I've dated a lot of girls. I haven't encountered delusion like this. I've encountered delusion, right? But nothing like this where it's like, hey, kiss my hand. I won't stand up to greet you. Holy shit.
all day long, no matter what relationship, no matter what, and they think it's absolutely fine.
Maybe this is just how it is in London.
It's not fine, guys. It's fucking damaging. Stop listening to online people, because you know what the truth is. The fact
True. We should all listen to her instead. Oh my gosh, isn't she such a boss queen? Sub 5.
and a good woman, they're not gonna fuck anyone else anyway. They're just damaged. Let them heal. Come back to them. Don't listen.
It is very perverse. It is very, very perverse and disgusting to see a woman try to pervert truth in terms of being damaged and unhealthy, when in fact the reason she denies objective reality is because feminism has preyed on her for being damaged and unhealthy. For those of you who don't know, I'm not just making that up. It is a measured sociological fact that people that are willing to abide in left-wing tyranny, left-wing regimes, authoritarian regimes, have a feminine temperament and low verbal IQ. This girl's been getting destroyed constantly, and it's the reason why anytime she says anything, whenever she's able to even put together a sentence, it's in these clips that are outside the conversation because she's so utterly bested.
Listen to them, because they're just gonna damage you as well. I'm not saying that men aren't naturally
Right, yeah. There's multi-millionaire who has his life together and is saying nothing but truth is gonna damage you, boss queen. Late 30s, fat, sub 5. Oh my gosh, yeah, he's damaging you. As a matter of fact, he don't deserve you. You're a boss queen. You deserve a 7-foot billionaire. True.
go into one
If he doesn't pick you up in his helicopter, is he even a man? True.
other woman, because that's a very natural thing for men. I understand that.
Yeah.
But it's whether you're gonna break your relationship or risk your relationship in order to obtain another woman during
Again, she's talking as if she's dating an average guy here. The men at the top of the competence hierarchy have all the leverage. they're not risking their relationship because they can replace you. You're the one risking the relationship by not going along with what he wants. It's a beautifully sophisticated mechanism biology has set up to say, women, if you're with a winner, if you're with a guy that can provide for you, then let him teach you. It's basically built into their genes.
Why not tell her I'm going to have multiple girls? Why not be honest?
But then she might not stay.
Well, that's why most guys lie. But if your value's high enough, you tell her straight up, I'm going to have other women. And
Exactly. That's the thing. Is if your value's high enough, then if she leaves, she's just hurting herself because she can be replaced in less than 5 minutes. That's because, again, all women want the guys at the top.
And this is why I always say, the more money you have, you think you can buy your way out of morality.
We always put morality in the female frame.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to talk about morality, that's absolutely, it's so perverse because you are denying all objective frameworks in every single opportunity you have.
It's immoral for you to have, multiple women. It's immoral for you to want to have other chicks. I could turn around and be like, well, it's immoral for you to want a guy that has money. It's immoral for you to want a guy that's 6 foot tall. It's immoral for you to want a guy that's better than you.
But it's natural though. That's
it's natural for me to want hoes.
It's natural for you to want it, but it's whether you're going to go and do that.
So she's not held to the higher standard, only he is. Oh, I see how it is.
Hold on. So it's okay for you to want and actually take action on having a guy that's 6 foot tall, that makes money, that has status.
By the way, guys, I see your comments, and I appreciate you saying you wanted part 2. One of you said, I want part 2. And please keep commenting on the video. It helps the algorithm, and I like reading it because it makes me think that what I'm doing here is reaching some people. Obviously, we're a small channel, but bro, we're not going to be small forever, and I think that's pretty obvious. I'm speaking truth nonstop, and I will literally not stop no matter what. Follow me here, subscribe, and also follow me on X because X is completely free speech.
Attractive, that's charming, that's good looking, but it's immoral for me to enact on my natural want, which is multiple women.
Yes, because it's very different. And a woman and man.
I also want to say, guys, I know we're dealing with a delusional, worthless woman here, but I want to say this is the best part of my day. Recording these videos, bringing you guys value. The rest of it is just putting this video out, editing, and I have to do it all myself. So this is really the best part of the day. If you guys enjoy this, stick around and subscribe, honestly.
And like you said, you're
wait, hold on.
It's someone who's not
Let's make this even more fun. Hold on.
Let's make this even more fun.
This is a perfect example of women thinking that their double standards are more important than yours. So, for example, they want to sit there and say, I want a guy that makes money and tall and successful and strong, etc. But if you want multiple women, it's a problem.
This really stems from the fact that women think they are above objective reality when they're indoctrinated with feminist propaganda. It's a form of narcissism that the left instills in these women that says, because our ideology says there's no such thing as objective truth in accordance with postmodernist philosophy, you can actually think that you are above objective reality itself just by adhering to our ideology. And this is how you get women saying things like basically admitting out loud that they don't care about what truth is. They just want their standards to be met, and if men have standards, then it's wrong.
Is the epitome of delusional.
As a man, I have to earn.
It's hilarious because this is part 2. Myron just destroyed part 1. And the first time he went on the podcast, he also did as well.
My ability to get a variety of women. You don't have to even earn your ability to get a guy that's 6 foot that makes money, etc.
Of course you do.
No, you don't. You just exist.
That's just not true.
Just exist.
You can't just exist and just get.
I have to walk to the club. I have to go places, and I have to paint my nails. It's really hard.
Every man in the world.
If you're attractive, just exist. Have an Instagram profile.
Exactly, Instagram. Glad he said that.
Be at a club or be at a bar, just stand there.
If you genuinely spent a week in a woman's body, you'd understand that that's actually not a true statement in the slightest. Maybe, like I said, the women that you've associated with have had a life like that.
If I was a woman, I'd see how women's lives are easy.
It's not.
Easy mode. Compared to men, easy mode. Typical modern day woman in front of me, guys.
I feel sorry for whoever bears this man's kids. You think women are inferior?
Yes.
Why?
It's biology, yeah.
Biology?
They're physically inferior, they're mentally inferior.
But aren't men here as protectors of women?
Yeah.
So why
Myron's just trolling her so hard.
would we need to protect it if we was inferior? You protect things that are more of value to you than you are. I got him there.
That doesn't even make sense. No, if you were physically the same as men, you wouldn't need protecting. But you need protecting because you're physically weaker.
Well, because
the king has bodyguards, the queen has bodyguards to look after them because they're very high value. They need to be protected. Men are here as protectors of women.
No, because the bodyguards don't have the authority and the power. They're just bodyguards. The king has the authority and the power. Men have the authority and the power in the relationship because, again, women give out sex and men give out relationships. Who gives out rings in a marriage? Yeah, that's right.
Ability to do so.
It's because you're
that
stronger.
I'm superior to, yeah.
Your strength is superior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Men are superior, end of story. No one watches the WNBA for a reason. They suck.
I don't think
sports?
the word inferior and superior are the right words to use between men and women. It's like a baby. Say we had a child, a little newborn baby.
He's inferior. He's useless. It's the truth. Babies are a liability, and so are women, guys.
Did he really just say babies are a liability?
And here's the thing, women are just...
Babies are a liability, dude. They're weak. You have to take care of them constantly. And if we were living a couple hundred years ago, only 50% of them would make it.
It's like babies and children. Like, you guys can barely make your own decisions, don't know what you want to eat half the time, can't protect yourselves. It's like, God damn.
I mean, we can protect ourselves, but we shouldn't have to, because that's what men are...
This woke AI is saying women can fight men and they're the same.
How
are you going to protect yourself from a man?
No, not from a man, I suppose. But this is why you're here, to protect us.
Yeah,
so we're not inferior to you. You're not superior. Your strength is superior for the reason of protecting women. He just seems so insecure when it comes to women. And
see, she wants to acknowledge men and women are different, but then not acknowledge men and women are different when it comes to her having to play her role. This is ultimate narcissism. I'm kind of smiling and laughing because it's so insane, but what we're witnessing here is narcissism.
I kind of feel a little bit sorry for her. Strength isn't all that matters. Stop winding me up now.
It's the only thing that matters.
That's a very vague statement to say. Strength is the only thing that matters in the whole world.
Yes.
So you can't
It's why we're at the top of the food chain. It's why we built this crazy world that we have right now. Everything was built by men.
Wait.
It was built by men.
Okay, so they cut it just as he was saying. Men built civilization. Interesting. What a woke propaganda network. But they still look bad.
Let me be honest. Women suck at almost everything that they do.
I can't believe he just said that.
Yeah, women suck at everything, guys.
That's so...
They suck at driving.
I'm a fantastic driver.
Okay.
I would run laps around you, I'm not gonna lie.
Sure. They suck at sports.
I'm
They're not as coordinated, right? You ever throw like a ball at a chick or something and she's not expecting it?
Bro, one of my cousins was like, I'm so good at sports. And this was at the grandparents' house, right? So they had pickleball. And I was like, oh, you're good at sports? And she just kept bragging about how she's so good at sports. I had never played pickleball. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just beat you at pickleball to shut you up. I beat her 11-0. 11-0. Dude, women just say the opposite of the truth to pretend like it makes them feel better. But actually, then they just look delusional. It's crazy.
Oh, do you know what? I think you've really dealt with some really dumb women, because everything that you've just named, I'm fantastic
Well, being
at.
dumb and being uncoordinated.
Dude, you can't pretend as though women are equal to men physically. You just can't. Men literally have more fast twitch muscle fibers. We have denser bones. We have denser muscles. We're bigger. Even in just male sports, we have weight classes. And that shows you how important just physical size is. But you add in muscle density, basically the fact that your entire body's been marinated in testosterone since you were 13 years old. Men and women are not the same physically. Any person that argues that is essentially saying 2 + 2 = 17.
Two different things. There's plenty of people that are very smart.
I know so many men that are uncoordinated. I could throw a ball and he's not going to catch.
See? They revert to this anti-statistical framework. I can think of exceptions to the rule. It's like, this is what you would learn if you were to... You would learn this as a logical fallacy if you were to study statistics for 5 minutes. Oh, you just said a statistical fact of on average women are less coordinated. Well, I've seen a man that's not coordinated before. My IQ is 65. That's basically what she's saying.
Shit. For sure. I think you're talking about a minority of both genders.
No, I'm speaking...
No, it's not a minority. The vast majority of women are literally less coordinated than men. This is an observable fact according to science.
General.
Okay.
I'm speaking in general.
For both genders.
Yeah, for both genders.
Because there's men and women that can't drive.
Well, most women suck at most things is what I'm trying to say.
Most men suck at most things. Because if they didn't, every man would be a millionaire. Every man would be a high-value man. Men suck.
No, okay, see, that's such a low IQ thing to say. If let's say we just increase the IQ of all men by 50, the hierarchies would actually remain the same in their shape on the bell curve. Everyone would just be competing at a higher level, but there would still be the same distribution of disproportionate outcomes. But she can't understand any of that because she doesn't even understand the most basic statistical statement of, on average, women are weaker than men. You're literally witnessing here a completely incompetent person trying to debate with facts.
There's a reason why there's separate leagues for everything.
Yeah.
Right? Because women suck at most things.
That's such a vague statement, saying women suck at everything.
Women are literally worse at everything in the world that is competitive. Everything in the world that is competitive, women are worse at than men. Choose any field on earth.
Ooh.
But how? How can you say women suck at everything? Women are better nurturers. They're better at emotional expressions. They're better at...
See, non-competitive domains. Oh, we can talk nonsense to kids for 8 hours a day. Goo goo gaga. See, this is the reason why daycares and preschools have only women teachers, and that's a good thing. But make it anything competitive men are better at. It's so obvious to any person that thinks, though.
communication, they're better at childbirth.
So they're better
Women are better at communication. Have you heard Jordan Peterson speak? Again, the best speakers in the world are all men.
at making
They're better at
sandwiches, telling
dealing
you
with pain.
communication. You guys can't even tell us what you want to eat.
Hold
so it's
on,
like
I don't know what women you're dealing with because I'm a very straightforward woman.
Okay.
You asked me where we're going to
But
I'm
in
telling you,
general-
I was thinking about it since last
Unable to understand statistical statements.
night.
we're
what I
talking
wanna
about
eat.
women in general here. I know you might be special. Ooh.
Okay, I am special then,
Okay,
clearly.
fair enough. She just said women are good at communication. No, women are good at listening to communication and being able to assess the situation. But to be honest with you, they talk too much, they're annoying, and they can't even tell you what they want to eat. So explain to me how they're good at communicating.
Yeah, but I just think you've got a really, really bad viewpoint of women, and I think no matter
I have a
how
realistic
great,
viewpoint.
how great a woman is, you're just gonna say we suck at everything.
You guys do.
Men suck at everything.
You guys
then.
do. Here's the
Yours-
thing.
You see, they just make incoherent statements in response to objective facts. This is what, I said this in yesterday's video, but this is how women interact with competence, because there is no way for women to overcome competence. When a man says something that is true, they can either accept it or they can appear delusional. And radical feminism and the resentment of the left-wing ideology called Marxism requires that they appear delusional because they resent objective reality. To acknowledge objective reality is to actually undermine all the axioms of their ideology.
suck.
The reason why, the reason why I believe in being a protector, a
You see, when you say something like women are on average weaker than men, that's an objective fact. And then her response is men are bad at everything. See, one person is saying true things, and the other person is just saying incoherent things. It's just like my cousin that said they're good at sports, and then I just beat her 11-0 very easily. The response to male competence in delusional women is to say things that are the opposite of true.
provider, right, and women not working, etc., is because I know women deep down in the back of their mind suck. Like all the
You guys suck
all
then,
the men.
because you're all incapable of a lot of things. You're not
So emotional.
emotionally available. Men are the worst at being emotionally available.
Okay.
They keep all their emotions in, and then they become enraged.
You see, the criticism of masculinity is that it's not femininity. Isn't that an interesting criticism? You guys are bad because you're not like me. The reason why civilization is built, the reason why we have all the inventions and this amazing civilization that we have here, instead of living in caves, sitting on campfires, is because men are not like women. It's because we are willing to undergo pain and face crippling odds to make our lives that much better. Over and over again, over hundreds of years, thousands of years, we get to a point where women can believe men and women are somehow the same, but they're living in a delusional place. This is an interesting conundrum that's going to have to be tackled in the coming centuries of how do we exist in a world that is made civilized, made pretty much easy for women to exist while insisting that they adhere to reality? Because the more women that don't adhere to reality ruin their lives. They're not going to find partners, they're going to be unhappy, they're going to be on antidepressants. We already know that by the year 2030, 50% of women are going to be childless and single. So this means that a lot of women aren't going to be reproducing as a direct result of being delusional. So this is a big problem because the men that aren't delusional, like Myron, are just going to keep winning. They go to the top of the competence hierarchy and women desire them disproportionately. Whereas women like this just become more and more resentful as they see that those men are winning and they have no recourse because, again, the only recourse to a man's utter competence in a woman's eyes is perverting and saying the opposite of truth, which just hurts them, as I already established.
Okay, so
Being
men
emotionally available
emotionally
makes you less attractive.
suck. A man who's emotionally available is very attractive.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Guy sits there and cries and tells you
No,
his
don't
feelings.
cry. You need to cry. When was the last time you cried?
Wow, that's really perverse. That's disgusting. Again, response to objective reality is trying to belittle him while being a loser herself.
He needs a good old cry, this one. But that is a very healthy...
He needs to be more like me. I'm a sub 5, and I'm trying to tell a multimillionaire he needs to cry more in order to be attractive to women like me. Meanwhile, he is 8s and 9s flocking to him, but yeah, he should listen to what I have to say. Oh my gosh, I'm 39.
Be part of being a human being, not a man or a woman. Being a human being, you have to express...
You have to be more like me. Masculinity's terrible. Masculinity's toxic. You should be more feminine. Oh my gosh.
These feelings, you have to feel every emotion. Because you know what you'll do? You'll build it up and it will come out.
At least men are recognizing that this is complete garbage. These days, so many men have woken up to the fact that women are telling them blatant lies about what it is to be a man, and this has come largely at the hands of people like Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson. But every single time women showcase their delusion like this, more men wake up and are like, wait a second, this is absolutely ridiculous.
One of the big cornerstones of being a man versus being a woman is emotional control. Because look, I'll tell you this.
Emotional control is healthy, but that means
So
knowing when to control,
yeah, so that means
when to be emotional.
that
doesn't mean
means-
don't feel your
See,
emotions.
the thing is, okay, psychologically speaking, I'm going to say this and then I'll probably move on. which is that psychologically speaking, this is objective. It's not. It's science. Men experience lower rates of negative emotion on average, and this is because of their psychological makeup. Men on average are lower in a trait called trait neuroticism. This has all been objectively measured in the last 40 years. Men actually experience less negative emotion on average than women do. So it is completely perverse and reprehensible, in fact, for a woman to say men should be more like me. That is, again, the same narcissism as thinking reality should be made in my image. Demonizing the spirit of masculinity itself because they can't contend with it. They can't overcome its excellence. Masculinity, again, as that reflection mechanism for objective reality, is enraging to a feminist who narcissistically thinks, in accordance with the left-wing ideology, they should be able to construct reality in accordance with them. This is, and I want people to understand, this is in connection with the left-wing ideology. They think that everything is socially constructed so that they can make everything in the image of their ideology. What you're seeing is ultimate narcissism here.
Ocean.
Yeah. Go ahead and feel them, but feel them by yourself or with one of your guys that you could trust, not with a woman, because women are not receptive to emotionally available.
It's crazy to have a super competent man even explaining this to a woman. And it should be self-explanatory, but the reason men are different is the reason why we've been able to build civilization. If we were like women, civilization would not get built, obviously.
You say that, but look at how many men, right, are in relationships.
Yeah.
When they're having a bad day,
yeah,
who are they going to go to make their day better? Their woman.
No, I would talk to my guys.
Okay,
women don't have
I don't think
solutions.
You like women.
No, I do.
You don't like women because any man, they will go home to their woman will make them feel better. If they're feeling down, they're going to go to their woman because women are emotional, we're nurturers, we're carers, we're going to make you feel better
but they
naturally.
Can't help you.
He's been so damaged.
They can't help you.
Oh my gosh, he doesn't want to be like me. I'm an overweight sub-5. He's damaged for not wanting to be like me. Multi-millionaire, better than me at everything. Yeah, he's damaged for not wanting to be like me. See, the inversion of truth. It's the exact same thing as saying the opposite of what is true, like she's been doing this entire time. Except it's a perversion of not just literal truth, it's a perversion of morality. This is also called evil, by the way.
What's a man going to do?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
We deal with the same struggles.
Because women can help you with everything.
No, they
can't. What's your boys going to do?
Remember how I said women live life on easy mode? See, I build upon myself. Women live life on easy mode, which means they have a different experience than men do. There's no burden of performance. Women are born with value, men must earn their value. So what the hell do I look like telling a woman my problems that she doesn't have any idea of, she can't even fathom? Because
trying to speak reality to this creature is like talking to a brick wall. She finds reality to be oppressive. Again, this is the reason why in the age of modern delusional women, the only recourse men have is to just become impressive so that you don't have to deal with the delusionalness. So you don't have to deal with the delusion. And women will adhere to you when you are impressive enough, and because they have no choice. That is the ultimate answer that's the ultimate answer here.
She's a female, she can't give me any real solutions. The difference between men and women is this. When I have problems and I go to someone, I want solutions. Women, you guys just want someone to hear you guys out. Yeah. That's why you guys can come to us with your problems and be like, I feel this way, blah, blah, blah. You guys don't want solutions, you just want to be heard. Cool. Us, we have problems.
On the problem.
Yeah, but most of the time they just want to be heard. With men, we want solutions. Men are deductive problem solvers. That's why you see the fantastic world in front of you that we have here.
We have a very powerful mind, and the right woman is very intelligent.
Going back to what I was saying, yeah, they suck at everything, right?
Oh my goodness.
So since I know that women suck at everything, right? Since I know that they suck at everything, I understand that the burden of performance is on me. I got to protect, I got to provide, and her job is to be pretty and be there. Like, she don't got to worry about nothing. And that's how women want it. That's
how we want it, but that's not because we suck.
Utterly owned and destroyed. She knows in her biology literally confirms what he's saying to be true. And so at this point, she's resenting even her own biology. You can see it. She's triggered.
It's because we haven't got any good qualities to offer. That's just because that's naturally what we would require from a man. And naturally,
so you naturally
require. See, she admitted it.
They suck.
No. I don't naturally suck. Men actually suck. Like, if we really deep it, men suck.
Majority do suck.
You all suck.
Yeah,
you all suck. Because even the high value men, you've got sucky mentalities, yeah, where you think you can go and fuck everyone.
Oh my gosh, they don't adhere to what I think are my delusional standards when they're high value. When I can't control them, they do things that I don't want them to do. Oh my gosh, isn't this oppression? I'm a boss queen in my late 30s with cats sipping $12 wine. Why don't the millionaires listen to me? This is crazy. You see how delusional they sound?
One now.
Hold on.
Because you've got money.
They have
Yeah?
to
So
earn
you
that ability.
suck.
No. They have
you
to earn
can't
that
earn
ability.
the right to cheat. You suck, okay?
Yeah, you have to earn your
Women,
right
we
to
are
do it.
loyal. We're naturally more loyal. We're naturally more caring.
Disagree.
So perverse. It's so disgusting. This delusional, degenerate female thinks she can tell men what to do. Of course, it's laughable because this is just turning more men red pill.
You have a bad experience with women.
Women are actually
Terrible. I actually
women
feel
are
sorry for
actually
you.
less loyal because women. And here's the thing.
I think you
from
need a
biological
good cry.
standpoint- No. Here's the thing.
I think women have really hurt you,
Here's
and
the
you
thing.
need to cry.
This is interesting. As he's speaking facts, she can't contend with it. She attacks his masculinity. She tries to derail the conversation, and she says the opposite of truth. It's like a trifecta. It's absolutely insane.
Here's the thing.
I think you
from
need a good
biological
cry.
standpoint- No. Here's the thing.
I think women have really hurt you.
Look at how insane this is. Trying to attack his masculinity, demonizing him, saying the opposite of the truth as he's stating statistical facts. Again, women have no recourse to men being competent. None.
You need to cry.
Of course. Women can't be loyal from a biological standpoint, guys, because it's in their nature to seek the best. So if you're going to go ahead and seek the best all the time, it's in your nature to not be loyal. Women can't be loyal biologically because for them to be loyal, that means that they're going to stick with a guy even when he's at his worst.
And women do that, yeah.
They do, but they lose attraction, respect for that guy.
Not necessarily. It depends on what he's doing whilst he's down and out. If my husband or partner or whatever was down and out, but I can see...
Wow, women are so different from men. It's actually crazy. Dude, women do not care about reality. Reality is just not even a priority at all. This is absolutely insane. This is the reason why women need men, bro. This is the reason.
But once that man is not able to provide security anymore, she loses interest, she loses respect first, then she loses interest. Next thing you know,
what he's saying is all, by the way, measurable on mass data. He's not offering opinions here. The number one precursor for divorce is financial struggle. And 80% of divorces are initiated by women, by the way. That's all data. It's not opinion.
Your definition of loyalty, you're attributing it to both genders if it's the same.
Yeah.
And the reality is it's not. Your job as a woman is to be loyal sexually, through sexual fidelity. My job is to be loyal to you by protecting and providing for you.
And sexually.
No.
Yes.
No, because a woman's main commodity is her sexuality.
Correct.
A man's main commodity is not his sexuality.
Correct. Yes. Dude, extremely well said.
It's his ability to provide security.
And create resources. Right, exactly.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You stay loyal because you have to stay...
Notice how, again, he says objective reality, and the response is, that doesn't matter. I don't care about objective reality. What the fuck?
Relationship is two people coming together and agreeing to be with each other.
You have to be like me for me to like you.
Yeah. You go in to have sex with someone else.
She's gonna be alone and single forever. No kids, mini cats.
You're not in a relationship.
But I'm not gonna...
It's hilarious. I bet she tries to debate every single millionaire that she talks to. It's crazy.
Protect that bitch.
I don't care. You're still giving her things that should only be for me.
No.
So what if a woman goes and has sex with another man? Then you're
not
going
the
to call
same.
her a hoe.
You're a whore.
Exactly.
But because you didn't have to earn that. Loyalty for a man is not sexual. Loyalty for us is being
Her main agency is her sexuality. Very well said.
able to protect and provide for our woman. Being willing to put your life on the line for a female shows your loyalty as a man.
He's very insecure, and in that pain and trauma, he's...
Pain and trauma, insecure, multi-millionaire winner at the top of competence hierarchies. Oh, he must be really insecure. He doesn't agree with me. I'm 39 and overweight. I'm a boss queen, though. Oh, he doesn't agree.
Try to dissect
It's hilarious.
the female mind, and he has got it so wrong.
Oh my gosh, the data's painting a picture that's unflattering of me because I'm delusional. I'm so glad so many men are waking up to the fact that modern women are actually not aligned with reality at all. This is what men must come to understand. Women actually don't care about reality if they are possessed by feminism. Only if they're raised by fathers to respect masculinity would they have a respect for reality. Unfortunately, this mind virus of feminism, the woke mind virus, Marxism, tells women to demonize masculinity. So their only escape route, which is embodied reality through masculinity, is taken away from them. Like, this woman's going to be single forever because she is trained to recognize masculine traits as oppression, while she herself is delusional.
It's way harder.
I feel like you've had a really bad experience with getting women because I know so many people.
See, she can only assume that his opinions and the things he says are as a result of personal experience because this is how all women formulate their opinions and ideas. But men formulate their opinions and ideas based on things called logic and reason, which include data and statistical analysis of mass trends. And the reason why we do this is because we have to understand reality in order to exist. But women are like, oh, you think that? You must have had a bad singular experience, like an anecdote, like all the things that I've been saying. Whereas no, he's literally stating emergent truths from the study of psychology, from the study of intersexual dynamics, evolutionary biology. None of this has anything to do with personal experiences. Of course, then there's the also added element, which I've said before, which is the need to demonize masculinity because they have no recourse for competence.
They can just have sex.
Okay, you know what? Let's have fun with this if you think it's so easy.
Go on.
I'm the girl. How you were gonna riz me up?
What a
This is something he does on the Fresh and Fit podcast all the time.
shit question. I'm not a man. I would never riz you
I
up.
thought you said it was easy.
Yeah, because
It's easy. Riz me up.
I'm not a man.
I'm the girl.
I don't
Riz me
know how
up.
to riz people.
She just said it's easy. So she's saying, are you admitting to being incompetent right now? You said it's easy, now do it.
What the fuck? I wasn't here for that.
See, guys, I told you, girls have no game. She failed with rizzing me up.
Did you ask me to riz him up? I think he's a bit gay. That's why he wanted to act like a woman.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh, dude. She's literally, okay, that's disgusting. That is absolutely, I'm sorry, that is disgusting. She's trying to attack his masculinity for holding her accountable. Women literally are trained by feminism to hate masculinity. Whenever their positions are rendered completely inert, whenever they're exposed as being delusional, their response is to demonize masculinity. And it's complete, look, I mean, the reason why it's so bad is because young women have their lives destroyed by this sort of thing. The men continue to win, they become more impressive, they have more and more women that are attracted to them. But young women that are taught this type of pathetic anti-reality doctrine literally have their lives robbed from them because they're trained to look at anything that men do, any form of masculinity, as oppression. And it comes from old, miserable, childless, single women like this, with fat arms and no prospects. So pathetic. Oh my gosh, it's pathetic. What you're looking at is immorality, by the way. This is not just wrong, this is also evil. What you're looking at here is evil. Wow.
I knew it. I called that one, guys. But it is easy, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You go on a date, you date a few,
What
get
does
to
it take
know
to
the
get a date?
person. You just ask a girl on a date.
It's that easy.
Women actually have no problem with being ultimately disrespectful when they're proven wrong. It's actually insane. It's totally insane. Men and women are not the same at all. This is disgusting.
If you're going for high value
You go on a
women
date
and you're
with every
ugly,
single guy?
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
Okay.
Would it be fair to say that you are very picky on who you go on dates with?
Absolutely.
Congratulations,
Very
you
fair.
just proved my point. Point proven once again.
I don't care what he says or how much work he's put in his calculations. He doesn't understand women.
I don't care what he says or how much what he says has to do with reality. My opinions matter more. That's literally what you just said. Bro, bro, oh my gosh. This is nuts. This is nuts. You hearing this stuff?
It's easier for women to get sex. It's hard
Men are waking up.
for men to get sex.
If you're ugly, probably.
Ugly as a man? Even attractive guys struggle.
That's a lie.
She's smiling and laughing because she knows what she says has nothing to do with reality. In fact, the data shows that on dating apps, which is a crystallized measurement of this data, even the most physically attractive men underperform average women in terms of swipes. It is far easier for even an average woman to get sex than it is for a man. But this is no surprise to any person that doesn't hate reality. Extremely obvious.
There's dating
You,
coaches
as
out
an
there.
attractive man,
Yeah.
you go to Ibiza or Marbella, somewhere like that. There's
How do I go to Marbella?
You fly there
How do I fly there?
on an aeroplane.
How do I get on an airplane?
You walk onto it with your legs, mate.
Oh, how do I get the ticket?
You buy one with your money. It's like 20 quid for a
okay,
flight.
and then-
If you ain't got 20 quid for a flight to Marbella, sweetheart, you got more problems in
Well,
life than going to have sex
from
in
Miami,
Marbella.
it's way more expensive. And then Marbella, you think it's
But
cheap to
you're
live
in Miami.
Is it cheap to be in
It's a
Marbella?
city of hosts, you said.
You're missing the big point of you have to have money, which isn't easy to acquire.
Not if you live in Miami and you got all them hoes around you. You don't need anything, do you? Walk down the street.
You need to live in Miami is not cheap.
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
But you've got
This delusional woman actually thinks that it's easy for men to get women. How actually insane do you have to be?
you moved to Miami because you've established yourself in life. But I'm saying
But
if
that's
you
not
already
easy.
naturally live there.
That's not easy though.
Okay.
That's not easy.
I'm not disregarding your journey in life of where you've came from or any man's journey.
You see, her only concern is with being seen as an emotional fraud who doesn't care about the struggles of men emotionally. Her concern isn't with being seen as delusional for denying reality. This is how men and women are different.
In life of building themselves up, but it is easy to obtain sex. As a good-looking man, you can walk up to a girl in a nightclub, and 9 times out of 10, if she's drunk enough, she's going home with you.
9 out of 10 times? Okay. The hyper performers, and I mean the guys that are like at the pinnacle, average about 10%. Meaning 1 out of 10 women that they approach, they can get to go home with them. She is completely delusional. Utterly delusional.
Sorry, we live in a generation.
But she's never been a man, so she doesn't know this stuff. But still, she could look at the data, she could analyze the statistical trends, but she's not interested in reality.
Generation where women open their legs for fun. Yes, they do.
Yeah, girls are hoes, but you mistake that only a minority of men can actually pull this off. It's not easy to get girls at the club because you got to get table service, run game, all this other bullshit.
If you're a good-looking man,
it's not easy.
And you look good.
And most women find most men as unattractive.
Because most men are unattractive.
Okay, so there we go. So since it's difficult, it is respected. But since it's easy for women to get laid, it is not respected.
Exactly.
So me having more...
It's like trying to explain something to a 5-year-old, but it's even harder than trying to explain something to a 5-year-old. Because the 5-year-old's trying to run around and do other things, but the woman is emotionally that way. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't focus on a single concept. I can't think objectively or statistically. I'm literally just thinking of all these emotional things that have happened to me in my life and how I'm an oppressed victim. It's so difficult to explain even the simplest concept to a woman. I mean, this single concept has taken like 10 minutes. How is it even difficult to understand that it is harder for men to get sex than it is for women? That's like so obvious.
To women, going back to the whole loyalty thing, that's where we started.
Yeah.
Is way different than you going and having sex with another guy. Because I have to earn my ability to have multiple women.
I completely understand that.
You don't have to earn your ability to have men.
Just because you've earned it doesn't mean you need to go and showcase that whilst you're in a
they think of it as showcasing it. Again, completely emotional terms. That has nothing to do with anything.
relationship. If you've earned it, fantastic. Go and enjoy it, but just be single whilst you do. Just wrap it up, because you know.
Because I have to earn that, but why should you be entitled to a 6-foot guy plus that makes money?
How can I what, sorry?
So you could demand a guy that's 6 foot that makes money, but I can't demand multiple chicks?
You can demand whatever you like in this life, but stay single. This guy should just stay single.
Crazy. I wonder what happens in her warped, destroyed, ravaged female psyche to think that she can control the life of a man who is at the pinnacle of competence, desired by women who are younger and hotter than her. What goes on in her head to make her think that? I'm genuinely curious what happens. Like, what happens in her mind?
Is it more important than
because I can tell you, like, what will happen to her and to Myron based on, you know, the objective data, based on my understanding of psychology and evolutionary biology and fields of objective inquiry like science. But she doesn't have any of that. She genuinely thinks she should be able to tell him what he should be attracted to. I have no idea what's happening in her destroyed mind to say something like that. Genuinely no idea. If you think you know, comment down below. I've attributed it to narcissism and the architecture of this feminist ideology and the left-wing ideology. I think that that's obviously the correct explanation. But in terms of what happens in her head, I don't know like what's going on.
This is how women think. Their standards always override yours. Don't fall for the bullshit. Always put your standards first because you're the one that's got to put the work in first.
Exactly.
Thing, if you're attractive enough, girls will accept you having other women.
I don't know what women you're referring to.
One's hotter than you.
But if you can...
Younger than you. More feminine than you.
And then, you know, hats off to...
I already do.
Well, that's fantastic.
They accept
great.
it. They accept it. I had 3 girlfriends at one time.
I don't know a woman, 3 girlfriends at one time.
Yeah.
Do they all know about each other?
Yeah.
Do you think they respected you?
Yeah, they went to Disney World together. It was great.
Do you think they respect you as a man?
Absolutely.
Because
they're with him. What type of question is that? See, just because you're overweight, unattractive, and old, and claim that you don't respect men that are echelons above you that you could never obtain, doesn't mean that younger, hotter, more feminine women don't. As a matter of fact, they do because it's baked into their evolutionary biology, which hasn't had years to be corrupted by the feminist ideology. They just go with it.
A woman that respects her man isn't sharing her man with anybody.
Oh, no. It's actually quite on the contrary. A woman that respects her man understands that this is what he wants. I respect him this much. I will accept it.
That's delusional.
No, it's actually very realistic.
He does not...
That's actually literally biology. If you look at the highest status men in the history of the planet, the kings, the emperors, the sultans, the warlords, etc., the chiefs, the leaders, they all had multiple women. And it's because the women looked at these guys and were like, oh, he's at the top of the competence hierarchy. I'd be delusional to try to think that I could have him to myself. And if I told him, oh, I'm going to leave you if you don't do what I think, he'll just replace me with these other girls that all want to be with him. And all you have to do to realize that is just take a cursory glance at history.
Respect women at all. No.
I would argue the woman that understands that she's with a guy that's successful, top of the, top tier, etc., she understands that she has to share him. That's extremely pragmatic. Actually the opposite of delusional. Because most women are delusional. They say, oh, I want a guy that's tall, charming, makes money.
Right, and when you bring out the calculator that shows what percentage of the population actually meets that criteria, and it's called the delusion calculator. He brings it up on his podcast all the time.
Charismatic, in shape, strong.
God, I need to get my notepad out. This guy won't shut up.
Entertaining, witty, all this other crap.
Oh my gosh, he's oppressing me with reality.
Oh man, there's not many of these guys there. Oh, I found one. Oh, I want him to be loyal to me.
Yeah, but I think if you actually cared...
That's delusional. It comes back to supply and demand. If you find a guy that's 1 out of a million, right? And every other girl is looking for the same shit because you guys are not as special as you guys say you are.
Yeah.
What makes you think that guy's gonna be loyal to you when he has the pick of the litter? He is the special one in this regard.
I don't necessarily think that's true. I think you meet your match, and if you ever met your match, you wouldn't go and have 3 girlfriends at once.
Again, just a complete disregard for the statistical reality that he explained to her in extremely simple terms. It's supply and demand. Again, this is the reason why women don't understand the market. Oh my gosh, why are these men thinking that... I don't even know. I was going to try to paraphrase delusion, but I don't even know how they get there.
And I don't agree that they would respect you. I think if you had any...
See, she can't come to terms with the fact that young, hotter women than her respect men that she can't obtain. Did you hear that? She's like, I don't think these women respect you when he literally has multiple of them and is desired by even more.
And I don't agree that they would respect you. I think...
Look how desperate she is to deny reality. It's so pathetic. This is actually sad, bro, because what you're seeing here is the reason why 50% of women by the year 2030 are going to be single and childless. Record high for civilization. It's because of this type of mind virus.
You had any respect for women, which I know you don't. You don't value women.
I don't respect them as equal.
You don't respect them as equal. If you had any respect for them at all,
respect them
you
as
wouldn't
humans,
have
of course.
3 girlfriends.
Actually, I respect them more than most guys because I think they should be protected and provided for.
Yeah.
I don't think they should work.
Yeah.
But for me to have that mindset, I must understand that they're not equal. Every guy that's attractive to women has this mindset. Like,
that's not true.
The most attractive men, we're all sexist. All of us. Because
there's being sexist and there's being completely disrespectful. Did he really just say sexism is a good thing?
Sexism is a good thing and women want it. I'm disrespectful for saying women need to protect and provide for.
No, that's not disrespectful. I like
that.
That's
part.
a great point.
Oh, pick and choose.
Oh yeah, she likes that part.
Disrespect, here we go.
Not the disrespect. That's not disrespectful.
See, she's going back on herself, guys. She retreating now.
I said, by all means, go and have a great time. Like you said, you earned it. Just stay single. I don't think, and you know the women that are accepting this, no offense, they obviously have very low self-worth and very low self-respect for themselves.
Actually, they have better lives than you because they're with a guy that's taking care of them. Meanwhile, you're aging, you're single, and you're demonizing women that are younger, hotter, more feminine, and happier than you are. By the way, the most unhappy group of people in the world, again, statistical science fact, is women age 40 to 50 who are single and childless. They account for the greatest number of people on antidepressants in the world. Unhappiest group of people on earth, guys.
Because why would you tolerate that? Or you could go and get a man that is only going to be loyal to you. Maybe
the sad part is they put themselves there by denying reality.
They just care about the money.
No, they're realistic.
Okay, realistically gold diggers.
No, they're realistic in the sense where they understand I'm with a top tier guy. I know my place. I know other women are going to want him. I know he's going to be a man.
Do you not think
you'd hold he loves me and he's going to come to me. The girls I'm with are realistic. They get it.
The women that he's with, they
single. It's so funny. She's so jaded. Oh, those girls that are happy and with a multi-millionaire who takes care of them. Yeah, they're unhappy. I'm the happy one. Meanwhile, goes to Petco buying cat food. It's crazy.
They have some daddy issues. They've got some self-esteem.
Oh my gosh, bro, see the inversion of reality? The girls that are happy and have partners, they have daddy issues. No, I don't. Oh my gosh, not me. Holy shit. You can't make this stuff up. You literally can't make it up. Women will go to the ends of the earth to invert reality. It's crazy. This is nuts, bro. We've ascended to next level delusion. All right, guys, we're almost halfway through the video. I think I'm gonna end this pretty soon. The women like this that think it's their ability to control what men out of their control do. It's mind-boggling.
Women don't earn their value, so they can't dictate how you spend yours.
Toxic guy.
Guys, this has been crazier than I thought. I wonder if it gets even more insane, but I'm gonna end the video here because it's getting kind of long. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you haven't, what are you even doing, bro? Subscribe to the channel, bro. And comment down below if you want part 3.